Hey guys, good morning and welcome back again to your Unacademy NEET English channel. I hope all of you are doing great, having a good time. So my dear students, when I talk about AIIMS Delhi, which is the dream college for all the NEET aspirants, a lot of students prepare for the NEET examination, but there are very selective students who prepare particularly for AIIMS Delhi. What do they do apart from the normal things which all the other students do? In this particular session, I'm going to tell you about all those things in detail. I'm going to keep the session very short and precise, but I would highly want you guys to watch this particular session till the end so that you get to know what all extra things you have to do in order to become that single digit and double digit ranker to get into this dream college, which is basically the dream college for all the NEET aspirants. My dear students, before giving you the strategy, what exactly you have to do for the upcoming 9 months, right? So that you will be in a position to get the single digit and the double digit ranks. Before letting you know about that, there are some very important points which you need to take into consideration, which you need to keep into mind while preparing for these upcoming 9 months, right? Now, what those important points are? My dear students, the one who gets into AIIMS Delhi, the one who gets into the AIIMS, the first and the most important point, that is the positive mindset which he has. What kind of positive mindset exactly I'm talking about? My dear students, in order to get the AIIMS, you're not supposed to get any question incorrect in the examination. Now think how rigorously you have to prepare. First of all, you have to make up your mind that you are going to get 720 out of 720. You are not going to mark any single question incorrect in the examination. This has to be the mindset. And you have to start preparing in that manner only. You have to start preparing rigorously in that manner only, that if I'm studying a chapter, whatever question will be asked from that particular chapter, you should be able to solve that question with 100% efficiency. How exactly do you get that 100% efficiency? Before talking about that, there are some other things also which you have to take into consideration. My dear students, target has to be 720 out of 720. You know that. And people have been doing that. People have been doing that. At least more than 715, right? At least more than 710 marks. That has to be your target if you really want to be among the single digit and the double digit rankers, right? Now, my dear students, in order to get more than 710 marks in the NEET examination, definitely you have to study for 10 to 12 hours a day. And it is not just you have to study, it has to be the effective study. It has to be the qualitative study which you'll be doing 10 to 12 hours every day, not just for a week, not just for a month, for complete 9 months till you enter into the NEET 2025 examination, right? My dear students, there will be a lot of people who will surround you, who will keep on demotivating you all the time. This is, if you want to be that single digit, double digit ranker, you have to avoid that negativity, right? You have to get isolated till the examination, right? You have to sit in a separate room. You have to take a separate room, right? Okay? You have to avoid the people for these upcoming 9 months so that you remain focused all the time, so that 1% of the negativity shouldn't be there in your mind till the NEET 2025 examination. The most important point while preparing for these 9 months, my dear students, you have to analyze your mock test score regularly. You have to analyze your chapter-wise mock test score regularly. Why exactly am I telling you that? Because you cannot afford to lose one question, right? And in order to have that mindset, you have to continuously analyze your mock test scores. When you write your first mock test, that can be the chapter-wise mock test, there will be few questions which will mark incorrectly. You have to analyze yourself why that question was incorrect, why you could not solve that question correctly. You have to analyze yourself where exactly the problem is. And you have to keep on analyzing your mock test scores every week, right? So that your efficiency level will increase day on day. And that's only and only by means of analyzing mock test scores how your efficiency is going to get increased day on day. Now, you must be thinking what has to be the strategy ahead. What all things you have to follow in these upcoming 9 months to really want to get into the dream college, to really want to be the single digit, double digit ranks when it comes to the NEET 2025 examination. My dear students, there is no rocket science here. It is just your consistency is required. Your hard work is required. Your passion is required. your dedication is required. Just these 4 to 5 things are required, and you will be definitely in when it comes to the NEET 2025 examination. Right? Now, since if you're completing a chapter, it has to be completed with 100% efficiency. You should not be doing any question incorrect in that particular chapter which you would have studied. Right? And in order to get that 100% efficiency, I told you rigorous practice is needed. What exactly you have to do? My dear students, as I told you, 10 to 12 hours of study is needed. Not just 8 to 10 hours. 10 to 12 hours of study is needed for these upcoming 9 months. If you had one complete year, then I would have told you 8 to 10 hours. But I'm changing my words here. 12 hours of study is needed every day. Now, the first and the most important thing, my dear students, you have to make the weekly targets. First of all, you have to break your whole syllabus into weekly targets. You are going to do that on your own. You should know exactly what is your week 1 target, what is your week 2 target, what is your week 3 target, what all chapters you are going to complete in week 1, what all chapters you are going to complete in week 2, what all chapters you are going to complete in week 3. Every single day, you have to prioritize all the subjects together. It's not like you'll be studying one chapter for a week. It's not something where you'll be studying one subject for a week, then in another week, one more subject, in another week, one more subject. No, that's a wrong strategy. Every day, you'll be prioritizing all the 3 subjects, physics, chemistry, as well as biology. And you will be giving equal time to all these subjects. My dear students, 12 hours. You are going to break these 12 hours into 3 parts. 4 hours for physics, 4 hours for chemistry, 4 hours for biology. Right? Every week, for example, in the week 1, you have taken kinematics from physics. In the same week, you have taken GOC in chemistry, for example. Let's say you have taken one chapter in biology for week 1. This is your weekly target, for example. This is your week 1 target, for example. So these 3 chapters you have to accomplish with 100% efficiency. Now, how exactly you are going to complete them? My dear students, 3 to 4 hours for kinematics every day. 3 to 4 hours for GOC every day. 3 to 4 hours for the biology chapter every day. Now think if you are giving almost like 4 hours to kinematics every day for one particular week, leaving Sundays aside, that means you are giving 24 hours per week to kinematics. You are giving 24 hours per week to GOC. You are giving 24 hours per week to the chapter of biology which you have taken in week 1 target. And imagine 24 hours to one particular chapter, right? That is huge. That is huge, my dear students. The point is, how do you bifurcate these 24 hours? These are the 24 hours which you are giving to one chapter. For example, kinematics. In 1 week, in 6 days. I'm leaving Sundays aside for your rest, etc., etc. Okay? Now, what exactly you should be doing in these 24 hours? How these 24 hours needs to be bifurcated? My dear students, let me tell you that as well. If I particularly talk about physics and chemistry, my dear students, the 24 hours which you are giving to one chapter of your physics, for example, in 1 week, these 24 hours are to be broken down into 2 parts. 12 hours should be given to your lectures plus note making, and 12 more hours of the week should be given to problem practice particularly. Right? Kinematics, which I gave you, for example, in week 1. You have to complete this kinematics in 24 hours in 1 week. Right? And these 24 hours, how you'll break? You'll break it as per your own convenience. 12 hours for lectures and note making, and 12 hours for question practice. Right? So that you're balancing your theory and the problem part together. So that the theory and the problems are going hand in hand. Now, first part is easy. Lecture, note making to be done in 12 hours. You have to do that. People have done that. You can do that too. Right? Now, how this question practice needs to be done. My dear students, these 12 hours of question practice, first of all, you have to go for the quality DPP solving. Quality DPP solving should be there. Number 1. Whatever your questions you have written in the notebook while watching the lecture, you have to solve the same questions again without seeing their solutions. Number 3. If you really want to be that single digit, double digit ranker, if you really do not want to miss out a single question, then do not skip this part. NCERT in-text and exercise questions are equally important. If you want to be assured that you'll get 720 out of 720. This you cannot skip at any cost. Your in-text exercise questions. I would say, when it comes to your physics and chemistry, I would say 40% of the NEET paper in physics and chemistry is directly from your NCERT in-text and the exercise question. This is something which we have analyzed basically, right? So NCERT in-text exercise questions you cannot miss out at any cost. Now, at the end in the chapter, you just have to do the PYQ solving. And PYQ solving is not only for the NEET. You have to do the PYQ solving for NEET as well as JEE. At least 10-year PYQs of NEET from the chapter and 10-year PYQs of JEE from the same chapter. If you are following this particular sequence, then, my dear students, automatically, if you are following this particular sequence, if you are bifurcating your 24 hours of one chapter in this manner, say it yourself, try to follow this for week 1, and then let me know how exactly you are going to feel after accomplishment of all these things, right? And this is something which you are going to do for one chapter of physics. Same 24 hours for one chapter of chemistry. Same 24 hours for one chapter of biology. So in a week, you are completing 3 chapters. But you are completing these 3 chapters with 100% efficiency, right? You are completing these 3 chapters in such a way, if a question comes in the examination, you will be 100% able to solve that question with 100% efficiency, 100% accuracy, and that too in a very lesser time. And once you're done with these 3 chapters, the Sunday of the week 1, just write the test for these 3 chapters. But write the test from a good source, from the authentic source, right? Write the test from that particular source in which the questions which are there in the test, they should be of the proper NEET standard. You should not be solving certain tests wherein JEE questions are involved. No, do not do that. You should not solve that test wherein the level of the question is lesser than NEET. No, do not do that. Proper, authentic source of test should be there, which needs to be followed. And my dear students, trust me, if you follow the same sequence in week 1, right? Initially to start to do this particular process, it's going to be difficult. But if you keep on doing it till the end of week 1, automatically you are going to get that satisfaction among you. Right? That automatically that satisfaction comes in you. That yes, you have accomplished something in the week 1. Then again, you're going to do this for week 2, week 3, week 4. And till December, January end, your whole syllabus will be done and dusted. Your whole syllabus with 100% efficiency will be done and dusted. And that too, weekly, on Sundays, you are writing the tests too. So imagine how many tests you'll be writing, right? Imagine how many mistakes you'll be doing in the tests. Imagine that. Imagine how many mistakes you'll be correcting after analyzing your test scores. That is super important. So follow this particular strategy. Till January, your whole syllabus will be completed with 100% efficiency. And after January, your February and March. Your February and March. Only the revision. Only the revision. Only the revision. Revision from the notes which you would have made. Just revision from the notes you would have made. Right? Whatever questions you have solved for these 6 months, just see those questions only again. Again, see those questions only in the last 2 months. And in the month of March, only mock tests. You should not be studying anything new in the month of March. Right? Sorry, in the month of April. You should not be studying anything new in the month of April. The month of April, right? That should be only for the mock tests. Till January end, syllabus completion. February, March, revision. Revision from the same notes, right? And at the same time, do the same questions again, right? Now, in the last 2 months, in the February and March month, you need not to solve those questions now. You just have a look on those questions, how exactly, so that you should remember the approach of each and every question. That's what I want from you. And the last month of April, that should be particularly dedicated to the mock tests. Minimum 50 to 60 mock tests you are going to write in the last month, right? And that too, those mock tests should be the full syllabus mock tests, which you should be writing at the end in the month of April. Okay? And my dear students, trust me, when you enter the examination hall, right? When you enter the examination hall, when you receive the paper, trust me, you're going to solve the exam. You're going to solve the entire paper in not more than 2.5 hours. Trust me, if you follow the same sequence throughout this particular area. If you're dedicated, if you're willing to dedicate like 10 to 12 hours every day throughout these 9 months, it is really not going to be difficult. Trust me on that. People have done that. You can do that too. Every students do that. Every students do that. I'm not talking about the extraordinary students. I'm talking about the every students who are watching me right now. Right? Every students crack single digit, double digit ranks. If they do that, you can do that too.